One popular chain of stores secretly sells discontinued items for a single penny. But how can you tell which items qualify? Veteran Aldi shoppers may already be familiar with the technique that the supermarket's inventory team uses to market products destined for discontinuation. The earliest warning sign to watch out for is a handwritten D or disc on the label. This indicates that a product will not be restocked and that its status will be changed to clearance once the existing stock dwindles. There is no telling how long a product marked with a D has before its tag is updated to clearance, so shoppers hoping to stock up should do so before the item gets scooped by bargain hunters. Aldi has shown that they aren't afraid to pull popular items from their shelves, especially if they expect whatever they replace it with to sell even better. That is how Aldi shoppers lost past favorites like Pueblo Lindo red enchilada sauce. Unfortunately, there are no early warning signs for items slated to be cleared out from Kroger locations. Instead, Kroger-affiliated stores use a convoluted tagging system that seems to confuse employees and customers alike. The first and only sign you will get when an item is slated to be removed is when it gets the oversized red and yellow closeout tag. There is also a clearance tag, which is easily misconstrued by both customers and employees. However, employees on Reddit have clarified that this tag does not mean an item is being discontinued. This confusing tagging system also applies to other Kroger-owned brands like Fred Meyer, Ralph's, Dillon's, and more. It would be nice if Kroger had an early warning system, considering they have discontinued some fairly popular items recently, leaving fans bereaved for losses including the Physicist Real Sugar Soda. A moment of silence for the products who are no longer with us. Perhaps you have seen the handmade, soon-to-be discontinued Trader Joe's sign circulating on social media. Don't be fooled, though. Trader Joe's isn't particularly good about letting customers know in advance that a product is about to be discontinued. These signs are actually quite uncommon. It varies from store to store whether any kind of advanced notice is provided, but most stores opt to silently discontinue beloved items. Naturally, this has led to many disappointed shoppers. There are simply too many great discontinued items from Trader Joe's to mention all the best ones. For now, a shout out to the baked churro bites will have to suffice. It happens so much, in fact, that there's a whole dedicated Instagram fan page warning about items that are going to be discontinued. Because of how large Costco warehouses typically are, it's hard to tell if your favorite item has been discontinued or simply moved to a foreign part of the store. That is why you should keep an eye out for an asterisk on the top right corner of an item's price tag. This symbol, colloquially called the Death Star, is the earliest warning sign that an item is slated to be discontinued. From there, the item's price tag is slashed and it gets marked as a clearance item. And clearance items don't last long at Costco. Considering how regularly popular Costco items are discontinued, it is clear that even warehouse stores don't have enough space for all of the great items shoppers want. One of the discontinued Costco items shoppers miss the most is the Kirkland Signature Turkey Burgers, which even inspired an unsuccessful Change.org petition to bring them back. People do love their Costco.
Oh, honey, I've got an executive membership. I've got every membership ever offered by Costco.
Publix deserves praise for having one of the most easily decipherable tagging systems out of all the major supermarkets. It has a detailed list of tags and icons on its website, including a distinct clearance tag for products that will soon be unavailable. That said, Publix price tags only have room to fit one of these icons. So if a clearance item is also vegan or gluten-free, it might instead have an oversized tag with an orange banner or possibly a generic price sticker on the product itself. Unfortunately, this system doesn't provide early enough notice for all customers looking to stock up before inventory dwindles, which means Publix has already disappointed many devoted shoppers by removing fan-favorite items a little too quickly for comfort. These discontinued items include the chocolate cookie quarry frozen yogurt. If you fear that your personal favorite Publix item may soon be discontinued, then keep an eye out for the big orange clearance tag. Safeway is a supermarket chain known by many different names, but whether you know it as Safeway, Albertsons, Vons, Jewel Osco, or some other moniker, you won't be too likely to find a discontinued item on the shelves for long. According to a publicly available resource for Safeway suppliers, the store requires its vendors to be responsible for clearing out discontinued inventory items. That said, the company occasionally still has to clear out inventory of a product on the shelf for unforeseen reasons. When it does, it uses an oversized yellow design that is fairly easy to spot, though by the time you see one, the clock is already ticking down fast. Surprisingly, there aren't many Safeway items whose discontinuation upset customers enough to post about it online. Whether it's a tribute to their efficiency in alerting customers in a timely fashion or a condemnation of their in-house brands is for you to decide. When it comes to noticing discontinued items at big box stores like Walmart and Target, it's not about what to look for, but where to look. Clearance items are typically scattered throughout these stores, but the absolute best place to look for them is on end cap displays marked clearance. This system allows the stores to quickly clear out their aisles for new products while ensuring deal-seeking customers take home the unwanted inventory. Since Walmart and Target each sell thousands of different items under one roof, the stores have discontinued every type of product under the sun over the years. But they are constantly introducing new things as well, so when shopping at Target or Walmart, it might be better to see what is new than worry about what's been lost. Since Whole Foods locations often partner with local small batch brands, this grocery chain has a frequently rotating stock of goods. Thankfully for shoppers, the company offers plenty of easy-to-spot signs that an item will soon be discontinued. The company uses an oversized green tag that says "Last Chance" when an item is on the way out. Sometimes the tag even includes when the item will be removed from the shelves. For added confirmation, you can reference the last digit of the price as well. One Whole Foods employee on Reddit mentioned that a price ending in 7 indicates a permanent discontinuation. This helps differentiate from a temporary sell-down, which is signaled by a price ending in 5. And with discount prices on top-quality goods, you might even think you're hallucinating.
So reasonably priced. Buy me that, Abby! Oh, great! This is some high-class
Given the member-only pricing strategy that Sam's Club uses, it can be tricky to differentiate a clearance deal from a manufacturer's discount. Thankfully, there are 2 easy tricks to identify an item that is about to be unavailable at Sam's Club. Seeing an item price that ends in a 1 or a C at the end of the UPC of an item indicates it's about to be discontinued. Sam's Club has discontinued more than a handful of beloved items over the years, but one thing to watch for is products that aren't unique to the store. Despite the uproar over the disappearance of Palm Wonderful fresh pomegranate arrows, for instance, the product is still being made and is available elsewhere on a seasonal basis. Be warned, if you have an item you truly love at Wegmans, you are not guaranteed any kind of warning before it is pulled from shelves. According to multiple Wegmans employees on Reddit, the store does not typically sell items once the manufacturer discontinues them. Instead, it usually donates the items to a local food bank or homeless shelter. It's a thoughtful practice, but is there any harm in throwing up a discontinued tag first? Apparently not, as you will still occasionally see oversized yellow discontinued item tags at Wegmans for items that might not be easily donated. When reflecting on some of the best items to have ever been from Wegmans, the Wegmans brand soda is one of the most painful losses in recent memory. The soda had been around since 1991, but finally got axed because its ingredients list didn't align with the company's new motto of "food you feel good about." So much for their old motto.
It's not just pop. It's dynamite.
Southern grocery store chain Winn Dixie is no stranger to discontinuing unpopular items. A supply chain replenishment support manager for the company once explained that Winn Dixie doesn't introduce new products to its shelves without a specific exit strategy. This typically takes the form of a manufacturer-funded markdown program. In other words, less established products go on clearance often at Winn Dixie. Customers can look for closeout deals with a red and yellow bullseye design to identify items that the company might deem to be a waste of valuable shelf space. Exactly how all of that will change now that the struggling supermarket chain has been bought by Aldi remains to be seen. Will they switch to the Aldi system of labeling discontinued items, or will they stick to their own methods? We'll have to wait to see whether or not Winn Dixie rises again.
Aldi plans to evaluate which locations will convert to the Aldi format.
If you regularly shop at Texas-based supermarket H-E-B, let the color purple be your visual indicator to check for a clearance deal. This store chain doesn't provide any early indicators when they discontinue any specific item, so the vertical purple clearance tag on the left-hand side of a price tag is the first and only warning you'll get that an item won't be restocked. Alternatively, you can look for larger purple clearance banners on an end cap display, which is sometimes used when a whole line of products is discontinued simultaneously. H-E-B has a history of discontinuing fairly popular products too, so don't assume your favorite item is immune from the chopping block either. If the company was willing to discontinue the Thelma's peanut butter and chocolate ice cream sandwiches, then they would be willing to discontinue just about anything. Here's a tip though, you can still get those at Target instead. The low prices offered by Dollar General make their clearance system much more exciting. First, items will go into normal clearance, usually 50 or 90% off. If they still don't sell, these items go into something called the penny list. This list is more for internal use, as it indicates to shelf stockers that it is time to donate or destroy these items, but you can technically still purchase these items for 1 cent, if you can find them, that is. These items are never labeled by staff or identified by marketing, so you have to check product lists shared in online deal hunting groups if you want to beat Dollar General staff to the punch. Unfortunately, these deals are more common in Dollar General locations whose inventory focuses more on domestics, housewares, and party goods. That means you are less likely to find food discounted to this price. They do show up periodically, though, so keep an eye out for online penny lists if you regularly shop at Dollar General. Meijer stores are not the best when it comes to identifying soon-to-be discontinued products. There aren't any public-facing indicators that an item will go onto clearance until the moment it gets the orange discount sticker added to it. But a clearance item isn't even guaranteed to get the clearance sticker in the first place. That's because most Meijer locations partner with a service called Flash Food. Flash Food is an app that allows stores to offload discontinued or soon-to-expire products directly to consumers at a bulk discount, preventing food waste and saving the customer some serious cash. But while it is a great concept, it makes it challenging for those who love a discontinued food item to get their hands on it. Because Flash Food items are bulk batched, only a few lucky shoppers reap all the spoils. Still, it is a resource worth using for those trying to save some money.